Impmon, rookie level virus type. This little prankster loves nothing more than to get under people's skin while touting his strength to everyone within earshot. It's said that if you see your electronic appliances go crazy, it's simply an Impmon pulling a prank for its own amusement. Let's just hope that don't happen to your console anytime soon, especially when Impmon makes its way to the what-if world of Super Smash Bros. So getting right into things, Impmon would be a pretty light and floaty character. It'd have 2 jumps and no additional movement options. Starting with their jab, Impmon can have a 3-hit jab that references their jabs from both Digimon Rumble Arena as well as Digimon All-Star Rumble. The first 2 hits are just straight fire punches from each arm one at a time. In this case though, it just shows their fists on fire. They don't shoot fire forwards like they do in All-Star Rumble. The jab ends with them turning around to swing its devil tail for the combo ender. Their dash attack can reference their dash attack in Digimon Battle Spirit, which has Impmon thrust its finger forwards to shoot fire. Though for this moveset, as opposed to shooting a fireball projectile like they do in Battle Spirit, it'll just have Impmon cause a small combustion at the tip of their finger. The side tail can be a quick but simple swing from one of its arms from high to low, which was Impmon's basic attack animation from the Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth games. Its up tilt can be another quick but simple strike, this time having Impmon doing an uppercut, just like they do in Rumble Arena. And the down tilt can have it spin while doing a crouching tail swipe to pop foes into the air. This also comes from Rumble Arena. For Impmon's side smash, this could have it use the Bada Chill attack from All-Star Rumble. Impmon don't only have control over fire, it can conjure ice as well, and for this attack, it spawns ice shards in each of its hands that it claps together forwards to deal damage. The up smash can have it use the ice punch, also from All-Star Rumble. It conjures an ice shard that floats slightly above itself, which Impmon then uppercuts to make it explode, dealing damage to any foe too close to the explosion while also launching those foes upwards. Impmon's down smash can be an innovative attack that's also based on the Bada Chill and Ice Punch moves. It can have him spawn 2 ice shards that float on both sides of Impmon while they crouch. Impmon then slaps both ice shards at the same time, causing the ice to explode outwards on both sides to deal damage. Impmon's neutral aerial can have it do a single cartwheel, turning its whole body into a hitbox that launches any foe who touches him. This was an attack that it used as a part of a combo string in All-Star Rumble. The forward air can be a semi-floating drop kick with both feet forwards, its aerial attack in All-Star Rumble. The back air can have Impmon spin its body while its tail swings behind itself to launch any foe hit by the tail. This was Impmon's aerial attack in Rumble Arena. Impmon's up air can have it use the reverse round kick attack from All-Star Rumble. This has Impmon take a page from Chun-Li's book and do an upside down helicopter split kick. Technically their whole body becomes a hitbox as they spin, but anywhere that isn't their legs behaves like a sour spot. They spin multiple times, but the move launches foes on contact. And their down air can have Impmon use the da-da-da kick, also known as the machine gun kick, which has them do a bunch of downward tantrum-like kicks. This attack hits multiple times to rack up damage before launching foes with the final hit. The da-da-da kick comes from All-Star Rumble. Believe it or not, Impmon actually does have some amount of psychic powers, so as such, it'll have a disjointed psychokinetic grab. It can pummel by shooting small embers into the foe from their fingertips to rack up damage. Its forward throw can be its throws from Battle Spirit, which has Impmon lift the foe up to build momentum, then chucks them forwards with the point of its finger. The back throw can be just like the forward throw, being a simple psychokinetic toss from overhead to chuck the foe backwards with a finger point. The up throw can have Impmon use a move from All-Star Rumble called Magic Circle, where after grabbing the foe, Impmon conjures a pentagram spell under the foe's feet that racks up damage, then shoots them high into the air. And the down throw can simply have Impmon do a single quick tantrum stomp into the foe to deal damage, then bounce them away. For Impmon's neutral special, they can use their iconic special attack, the Knight of Fire, or as we English speakers better know it as, Bada Boom. For Smash, this combines how the Bada Boom works in both Rumble Arena and All-Star Rumble. They'll shoot a fireball from their finger straight forwards, which deals small flinching damage if it makes contact with a foe. However, if the fireball goes on for a bit without hitting any foe, then it'll suddenly make a beeline straight towards the closest foe, homing straight onto them, guaranteed to hit the foe unless they shield it or unless something else interrupts it. The Bada Boom is weaker when it homes onto a foe though, dealing half damage, and it no longer causes flinching, it only deals damage. So this is a good move to slowly rack up damage over time. Also a good move to punish foes who run away, but not so good when Impmon is being chased down itself. Pretty much parallel in how Impmon is quick to pick on the weak and cowardly, but will hightail it out of there the moment someone stronger than it shows up. For Impmon's side special, this could have him do their other signature attack, Summon. This has Impmon conjure both fire and ice energy at the same time and combine them together to shoot it forwards. For Smash, this will also be a combination reference from both Rumble Arena and All-Star Rumble. After activating the side special, holding down the button will have Impmon conjuring energy from the ground that builds up in the area right in front of themselves. And as soon as the button is let go, they shoot the attack as a projectile straight forwards. The longer you hold the button down for, the more energy that'll be built up, thus leading the summon to be stronger and be shot farther the longer you charge the move for. While charging, the fire ice energy will hurt anyone if they touch it, dealing small flinching damage until they can DI out of it. Impmon can't move while he charges the summon, and the projectile shot will disappear once it makes contact with something, that is unless it was fully charged, which takes about 3 seconds to do. If fully charged, it'll go through foes, and it'll only disappear after reaching the apex of its range, or if it hits a solid part of the stage. Now for Impmon's up special, this will be an innovative idea that I'm going to call the Bada Bounce. Impmon also has the ability to create these invisible barriers to protect himself in. We see him do this in Battle Spirit. For this up special, he'll surround himself in one of these barriers and bounce straight upwards. It of course can be used for vertical recovery, and it deals a little bit of damage to foes in Impmon's way when he bounces up. Now since Impmon conceals himself in a shield for this special, this actually will make Impmon completely invincible when he ascends, taking no damage and armoring through all attacks, then goes into freefall afterwards. However, there is a limit to this. If Impmon's barrier takes a large amount of damage in one sitting, then it destroys the barrier, and treats it like Impmon's shield just broke, forcing it into freefall and makes them dizzy when they hit the ground. It's a great move for recovery, but be cautious when using it against foes with stronger damage outputs like Ganondorf or Bowser. That'd be like trying to block a hammer with an eggshell, you know what I mean? It's just stupid. That finally said, for Impmon's down special, he can use an attack called Dark Song. Now this is a pretty straightforward attack. Impmon screams out a wail of evil energy, creating a dark cloud all around himself, and any foe hit by this cloud will get dizzy. With how long they remain dizzy depending on how high their damage was. And that's really all it does, made to give Impmon more ample opportunities to pick on his foes and continue to rack up that damage. Which is exactly what he needs to be doing, especially if you want to take advantage of his gimmick. For those of you who've seen my moveset on Agumon, this gimmick might sound familiar to you guys. With Impmon being a Digimon, it of course got the capabilities to Digivolve. Impmon's Mega Level form, the Demon Lord of Gluttony, Beelzemon! Now before anything else, I'm sure some of you have some questions, especially if you came here after seeing my Agumon moveset video. Impmon will have only the one other form with Beelzemon, not the 4 like I was able to do with Agumon, and there are a few reasons as to why I'm doing it like this. For starters, unlike Agumon, Impmon doesn't really have any definitive champion or ultimate level forms. They change quite often across games. There are some common ones, yes, but again, we don't really know for sure what's considered definitive here. Plus, even if I did choose a champion in Ultimate to give him just so they can have him, the movesets would still have to be drastically different compared to what I was able to do for Impmon. I was able to get away with giving Agumon its champion in Ultimate forms because they have similar body types and powers, so making copy-paste semi-clone movesets amongst them was no problem. So even though there were 5 forms in total for that moveset, there were really only 3 separate movesets, with one of the movesets getting slight alteration buffs whenever a Digivolution occurred. And really, I'd argue that there were only 2, since Koromon was really more of a non-moveset, made with the idea of being bad to punish players for not playing well enough with Agumon. Speaking of which, while Impmon does have a definitive in-training form in the form of Yaman, I won't be including that punishment since there are only the 2 forms for this moveset initially. I know this also leads to a consistency issue amongst my movesets, but I made Agumons with the idea for if it were the only Digimon rep, so more likely than not, if Agumon were alone, then I can see them being able to get away with the entire line. But if there were other Digimon in Smash aside from just Agumon, then even Agumon's moveset would probably only have Agumon with its Mega Form War Greymon, just like what I'm doing today with Impmon and Beelzemon. The moveset is designed so that even if evolutions were removed, attacks wouldn't need to change. There just need to be some balancing adjustments to the mechanics is all. I hope I explained that well enough, but getting back to the subject of this video, following the same virtual pet inspiration, if Impmon is able to deal a certain amount of damage within the same stock, let's say about 80% for the time being, he'll automatically warp Digivolve into Beelzemon. And if Beelzemon is ever KO'd, it'll revert back to Impmon, and will need to get another 80% of damage in order to turn back to Beelzemon. And as I said, it needs to be done in the same stock, so while Impmon won't be reverting backwards any further if it gets KO'd, it will need to start over with building up 80% of accumulated damage towards its foes. As Impmon, the player would mostly need to rely on floating maneuvers and hit-and-run strategies, but when Beelzemon steps in, this adds a whole new type of ruthless to the strategies players can use here. Beelzemon has long limbs, allowing for a lot more disjoint with their attacks. They lose the floatiness, but they become an above-average mid-weight class character with a lot of density within its movements. They'd still have 2 jumps, but they would gain the ability to wall jump. Now, of course, with a whole new body comes a whole new moveset, so let's go ahead and get right into that. Before starting, let me real quickly address Beelzemon's mode, since I know some people might be wondering about that. Beelzemon does have a more powerful form called Beelzemon Blast Mode, where it gains a cannon and wings. I'll just say now that for this Beelzemon moveset, I'm going to be combining both its base mode and its blast mode, turning it into one big amalgamation moveset of both modes. But when fighting, Beelzemon will be shown in their base mode, with elements of their blast mode only appearing for certain attacks. So with that out of the way, starting with its jabs, Beelzemon can also have a 3-hit jab, this one coming strictly from All-Star Rumble. It starts with 2 overhead claw swipes from high to low that swung forwards with each arm one at a time for the first 2 jabs, and for the final hit, it pulls out one of their favorite shotguns, the Beelzemon, and shoots it point blank forwards into the foe's face to launch them away. His dash attack could reference a common dash attack that they have in both Battle Spirit and Rumble Arena. He uses one of his signature attacks, the Darkness Claw, and for this dash attack, he swings his claw forwards horizontally to deal big damage and launch away any foe in their way. Beelzemon's side tilt can be a straight jab kick forwards, which is his basic attack in Battle Spirit. This is a move that comes out quick and has some far reach thanks to Beelzemon's long legs, and it launches foes at low angles. The up tilt can be a spinning high kick, their grounded up attack from Rumble Arena. The attack on this box is rather precise, but it hits hard and launches foes pretty far. The down tilt can also be from Rumble Arena, having Beelzemon stab one of its claws straight forwards while crouching. I know that I'm showing you Beelzemon jab with the cannon on its arm, but for this moveset, it will just be a claw stab. Now for the side smash, this can have Beelzemon use an attack that it gets in Digimon World Dusk and Dawn, Fisted a Beast King. You might remember this attack as the signature move of Leomon, the Digimon who's infamous for dying in every season of the anime that they appeared in. You might be asking why Beelzemon is using it then. Well, that actually relates back to the whole Leomon dying thing. I know this is an anime thing, but this is actually referenced in Digimon World Dawn and Dusk, since one of the ways to get Beelzemon Blast Mode in that game is to fuse Beelzemon with Bancho Leomon, which from there Beelzemon learns to move naturally. As for the attack itself, it has Beelzemon do a powerful straight punch forwards while their arm is enveloped in a lion's aura. The up smash can have them use their Darkness Claw from Rumble Arena, where they do a powerful claw slash from low forwards to high backwards. The down smash can be a double Beelzemon blast towards the ground on both sides of themselves, causing fired-off explosions that blast foes away. Beelzemon's neutral air can be a quick kick that they hold in place for a lingered attack. Their entire body becomes a hitbox for this move that launches foes on contact, and quickly weakens until the attack concludes. The forward air can have Beelzemon do a quick high to low claw swipe forwards, their aerial attack from Rumble Arena. The back air can be an innovative attack that has Beelzemon do a quick elbow strike from high to low behind itself. This attack is capable of spiking foes of its sweet spots. The up air can have him flip upside down and kick both feet straight upwards, their upward air attack from Rumble Arena. And for the down air, Beelzemon takes one of the Beelzemon and shoots it at a downward angle, just like they do in Battle Spirit. Though it wouldn't shoot a bolt like it does there, just a blast, which can spike foes if they're hit by it at the beginning of the attack. Despite no longer having psychokinesis, Beelzemon still has a pretty long-reaching grab thanks to its long arms. They grab with one claw and pummels by headbutting the foe. The forward throw can have Beelzemon stab the foe in the gut with their free claw, sending them forwards. The back throw can reference their grab attack in Rumble Arena, where Beelzemon jumps over the foe and strikes at them, sending them backwards. The up throw can have Beelzemon shove one of his shotguns into the foe's chin, then blast them straight upwards. And the down throw can have Beelzemon stomp the foe into the ground with a single foot, burying them. For Beelzemon's neutral special attack, he pulls out both of his powerful shotguns to unleash his signature move, the Double Impact. Yep, 2 episodes in a row where we got a gun neutral special, so get it out of your systems now, you nerds. Tapping the special button will have Beelzemon fire a shot from one of his guns, while mashing it will have him keep firing shots from each gun one at a time, alternating shots from each Beelzemon, and the firing rate being about a half a second for each shot. He'll fire 6 shots before needing to reload, which does act as a bit of a cooldown, but it's not very long, and if you keep mashing, he'll go right back to firing as soon as they finish reloading. Each shot counts as a projectile that's fired straight forwards. They fly pretty quickly, pretty far, and each shot deals a substantial amount of damage and knockback, possibly even being able to get KOs if you can snipe a foe out of the sky into the blast zone. Beelzemon uses Double Impact in just about every game they're in some way, but this version of it mostly comes from how it's used in All-Star Rumble. For Beelzemon's side special, they call on the power of their motorcycle, the Behemoth. Activating side special will cause the Behemoth to literally explode out of nowhere underneath Beelzemon, and any foe too close when the bike spawns will be launched away. Once Behemoth is there, Beelzemon will do what any good biker does when they have their bike and, well, ride it. From there it works like Wario's side special. While on the bike he moves slowly forwards, but holding forwards on the control stick will make him go faster. And anyone stupid enough to be in their way will be made into roadkill, taking damage and getting knocked out of the way. Holding the opposite direction will turn him around, with that also acting like an attack to knock those away. and pressing the jump button will have Beelzemon jump off the bike to get some extra air, letting the behemoth keep going as a projectile. Though unlike Wario's bike, which can stop and then be picked up as an item, when the behemoth stops, it just explodes, which can deal big damage to anyone too close, aside from Beelzemon that is. There is a bit of a cooldown on the bike though, and you'll need to wait a few seconds after the bike explodes before being able to pull it out again. Now for Beelzemon's up special, this can be where they utilize the iconic Fallen Angel wings from their blast mode. They quickly sprout the wings and soars into any chosen direction that goes above the X-axis. It deals no damage by itself, sends Beelzemon a pretty far distance, and using this move does not put Beelzemon into freefall. They're also able to act out of the flight at any point, able to use any of their basic aerial attacks, but this does cancel the flight, and Beelzemon can't use their blast mode wings again until they reach the stage. And finally, for Beelzemon's down special, this will have him use an attack called Physical Drain. This is a move from the Cyber Sleuth games that has the attacker drain the health from the target to heal the user's stamina. This isn't necessarily a move unique to Beelzemon, or even one it's known for using, but it is one that it can learn, and my reasoning for having it be their down special has more to do with the theming. Beelzemon is one of the 7 Demon Lords, with Beelzemon itself representing the sin of gluttony, due in part to their insatiable need for power. In the case for Smash, the down special will have Beelzemon stab one of its claws forwards, and a foe hit by their claw will be caught and have their health drained, racking up their damage percent all the while lowering Beelzemon's by half of the amount that was drained from the foe. On top of that, if the foe was caught on Beelzemon's claw for the full duration of the move, the foe will be left in a dizzy state afterwards, implying that when Beelzemon drained their health, they also drained their power and energy, leaving the foe starved. For the final smashes, Impmon will simply have it use Warp Digivolution, allowing it to automatically change the Beelzemon, ignoring the damage criteria. It doesn't deal any damage, it's only there to get to Beelzemon faster, which in and of itself is the reward. Now if Beelzemon uses their final smash, it'll have them take on the full appearance of their blast mode. Then they'll use by far their most powerful signature attack, the Corona Destroyer. An attack whose name literally means to put an end to the light of the sun itself. This has Beelzemon fire a massive beam of demonic energy that completely annihilate any foe in their path. For Smash, this will act like a beam special, firing a massive dark beam straight forwards that quickly racks up damage to any foe caught by it before being launched away at the end of the attack with one final blast. For the alternate colors, these all mostly will be original since there really aren't that many variances on the Impmon line, but there are some things. The default of course has Impmon in the usual purple devil costume, and Beelzemon with their black biker outfit. The first alt shows Impmon in a hot pink costume and Beelzemon in a red outfit. This red on Beelzemon though actually makes reference to the mutant form of Beelzemon that appears in the Digimon Link's mobile game. Then we have yellow alts, then green alts, then teal and dark navy, then orange, then a brighter white and gray, and finally there can be a slightly inverted color, with Impmon in black and Beelzemon in purple, though the black on Impmon references the one alt that Impmon gets in Battle Spirits. For the stage intro, of course only Impmon will ever appear since you need to work for Beelzemon, and it'll do so by being digitized out of a cyber portal, just like we see in various games. For taunts, Impmon's first can have it put its hand in a tip while holding up the other hand smugly and say,
"Is that all you got?"
This references the Rumble Arena victory animation. Impmon's second can show them make a fireball appear at the tip of their finger before they flick it away. This motion references the stage intro in Rumble Arena, and you'd think that little fire flick would hurt foes, but it wouldn't, because it'll actually be their final taunt that can hurt foes. It can have Impmon inflate its body, then explode. This was actually its taunt in Battle Spirit, and it was able to hurt opponents there, being the only taunt capable of doing so. Getting hit by the explosion can never KO foes, but it will knock them a fair ways away while dealing a small amount of damage. We'll also see Impmon do one of two things after the smoke clears, either being shown covered in soot that it shakes off, or shown covering its head with a helmet before snickering. And for Beelzemon's taunts, first it can show them holstering their guns for a standoff motion, and they'll say,
"Come on! Anytime!"
The second taunt can show them pointing both of their guns forwards crossed over one another, and they'll say, "Come and get some!" And its final taunt can have Beelzemon sprout its wings to look intimidating before retracting them back into its body. And finally, for the victory animations, Impmon's first can be its Cyber Sleuth animation, showing it laughing in circles while floating in place. All the while it says,
"I'll never lose to a chump like you!"
Its second can have them put their hands on their hips and start smugly chuckling. It's victory animation from All-Star Rumble. During this, they'll say,
That was too easy, Toots!
And its final victory animation can have it start dancing from side to side while giving the camera raspberries. It's Battle Spirit victory animation. And during this, it'll say,
I'm Class A material, baby!
and for Beelzemon's first victory animation, it'll ride up on the behemoth, then after breaking, flip one of its guns on its finger before pointing it forwards. During this, they'll say,
You're no match for me!
this is Beelzemon's victory animation in Cyber Sleuth. The second will have Beelzemon swing its gun past the camera to holster it, then poses with one of their claws held up. For this, they'll say,
What were you thinking?
this was its victory animation in Rumble Arena. And its final victory animation will have Beelzemon swing its arm past the screen while turning into their blast mode, then point their cannon towards the screen. During this, they'll say,
I am more powerful than you can imagine!
this was Beelzemon's other Cyber Sleuth victory animation, specifically the one that it does while in blast mode. And that does it for What If Impmon Was in Smash. Impmon and Beelzemon are some of my favorite Digimon in the series, though admittedly that is mostly due in part to their role in Digimon Tamers, one of my favorite animated shows. They're not quite my favorite Digimon, but in terms of being a playable character in Smash, they're the ones I think I'd want to play as the most. The Magic Child Prankster combined with the Demon Bacalor would be a super intriguing character, and personally, I think I'd have a ton of fun with that concept. Anyways, if you liked what you saw and would like to see even more characters be given possible Smash movesets, be sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to support the show and help me be able to make more content for you guys, you can click the join button either below the video or my main page to become a sponsor for my channel. Doing so will get you access to my private Discord as well as channel emotes. You can guarantee that your name appears in my videos, or even get the option of knowing what if character is coming up next a week in advance. I really appreciate anything that can be contributed. And of course, if you have a character that you'd like to see me give out a possible Smash moveset, leave a comment down below or contact me on Twitter at BrawlFan1 on Twit. But also remember that the next two characters, like Impmon today and Violet last episode, are characters that I personally want to do, regardless of their request count. So I hope you look forward to them, I hope you all enjoyed Impmon, and as always, thank you for watching. Now stay safe out there and take care of yourselves, alright?